Bonelli, what's up? How's it going?
Okay, ready to go. I'm excited. I've been watching. So in preparation for tonight, I ended up going on Live Barn and sneaking into about 20 different rinks practices tonight. So we got a
Yeah,
lot of we got. I think this is going to help a lot of people.
you're all
I
set
hope.
up.
It's so to me it gets very frustrating when I watch when I watch these high level, very very expensive programs that demand a lot out of their kids, and they just put no effort into, just having an ultimate fun, exciting training session.
I
It's
know. It's
we're gonna
great.
fix that. We're here to fix that.
How do you like your new hat? Looks
I
great.
know, well, it's not new. So we got it up in Montreal, right? So I had to dig it out. It was either that or the NHL coach's hat. So I chose this was a good one. I'll have to break it in.
Well, why don't you tell everybody how it really went down? I had that hat. You took it from me, and then you
Right.
went home.
Well, I have no CoachThem swag. So I think anybody that's on this call that's a coach can appreciate getting free swag. So
Oh, for sure.
start getting it out there. Get it out.
I don't know. This hat. I think I should have gave you this one. It has too big of a head.
I'm waiting for CJR stuff. I'm waiting for hat trick stuff. I'm waiting for Pauling stuff. So all these guys, all these organizations that are using CoachThem, just extra large, top hats are good.
I love it. It never gets old. It never gets old.
Is that your morning? Do you get that? That's your alarm in the morning. That tune.
Yeah, it's pretty. I feel energized right now, so we're good.
All right.
Well, everybody, welcome. The Creation Series, Episode 8, Practice Plans on the Fly. We're going to be here with Mike Bonelli, and we're going to create a practice plan under 10 minutes. But before we create that practice plan, we have to do a couple things in order to prepare to go and create that plan. So with every coach, we're going to have weekly responsibilities. You have to go and review your team on a weekly basis. And that's how you can't, that's sometimes coaches get complacent and they kind of almost think that they're going down the path and kind of reflecting. That's what we're going to go into. Then we're going to go into your practice plan, how to set everything up in order to create that practice plan fast and efficient, and assembling your plan fast. We're going to go and basically get down to the good stuff. And obviously that's one of the toughest things I'm going to find as being a coach. So Bonelli, on a coach's weekly responsibilities, like there's a lot of things that go into putting a team out. So kind of break down what it takes to be a coach.
Yeah. So from my side, right, when you're looking at the youth hockey level, now your training schedule, if you're coaching, college, prep, pro, major juniors, you've got a pretty, what your schedule is. But for most of us that are youth hockey coaches, sometimes you go week to week. I mean, you don't like to be. I mean, typically what your training schedule is, but it's so important to confirm it. And I think one of the days to confirm always is like I was always a Friday night practice assigned person. And I'd find out, when I got to the rink, that the team that we usually practice with has gone away for a tournament. So now my whole practice plan that I thought I had for half ice or shared ice is blown up, and I can't utilize the opportunity. So confirm your training schedule, find out, what the week looks like, off ice, on ice, all that kind of neat stuff. But it's so important, especially at the youth level. Have a good manager. Make sure you're communicating to your parents and your other coaches, what that training schedule is week to week.
For sure. And as you notice here, we got soccer. We haven't officially announced it to everybody, but we do have soccer and CoachThem now. So all those soccer associations come on board. We got to start catering to all the sports on these calls. So
I love I love the lacrosse one. I know I've mentioned that a couple of times in the call, but it's so easy to know Like I can go between lacrosse and hockey and now floorball and use the gym space like that. It's so much easier for me just to navigate the site because I know the icons and how the thing works. So it's been great for me. So soccer, I'm sure, will be, another one that will be beneficial to everyone to use if you're a multi-sport coach like myself.
No, for sure. I'm really excited to really get that getting it to go. So step one is confirming your training schedule, right? Do you typically do this on a Sunday, kind of over reviewing the whole entire week coming up, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I probably do it like in 2-3 week blocks. I try to really look ahead and make sure that I know what's going on. But certainly on, after your last game on Sunday or your last training session on a Sunday, just try to kind of reset your week. Look at your training schedule. Look at your actually work schedule. Some of us actually have to work and coach hockey. So, look at your work schedule. Make sure those conflicts are taken care of. Then obviously you want to reflect on the previous week's success and failures, right? I mean, this is to me really where coaching really starts to come in. And I gave a program a couple of weeks ago to a youth hockey organization about, kind of throwing away the idea that we could, at the youth level, that we can come up with like a season plan. You could have season goals and mission statements and, kind of a blueprint of where you want to be in the season. But, to go in and do all that work to say, okay, on day 1, we're doing this, and day 10, we're doing this, and day 16, you really got to look at it from a week to week perspective. So this is a really good opportunity to say, okay, what are we doing well? What aren't we? What didn't we do well? Maybe what are the things we can do to work on, from games that we played, or maybe our practices are pretty stale the week before, really reflect on what that previous week looked like to you. And then obviously you're focusing for the week. I in the last few years, I've really become more attuned to kind of having themed weeks, like coming up, trying to say, okay, what is some of the focus I want to have this week, especially with the younger kids? Because what happens is a lot of us coach, we have a Monday night practice, we change the whole practice on Wednesday, and then we change the whole practice on Friday. Come up with a focus for the week, come up with your theme. If you're coaching 8U, 10U, 12U, really, this is a great opportunity. And using this system really has helped me, is come up with a plan with that age group and then focus for that week. Say that week you want to make sure that you're working on, all the kids they want to get better on their backhands. Well, then really focus that 3 hours of ice you have for the week or more on really fine tuning some of those skills.
So everybody on this call, make sure you check out Mike Bonelli's St. Louis Night of Skills. And we like that one. It was really good. So if you are in drills on the search bar, type in ST space Louis, Louis. It is awesome. It's a whole station-based plan that has 5 or 6 stations, and
6.
Each one of them has a video of a skill of St. Louis, which is pretty cool because you go and show the video and then you show the skill that he did it during the NHL game. So I think it's really cool. So thank you so much for doing that for us.
Yeah, it was fun. It's fun looking at it. And who doesn't want to watch Martin St. Louis play? It's fun. His videos are great.
Yes, I was love going against him.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was a real pleasure. So create your practice plans in advance. We beat this, right? Just create those practice plans in advance. Don't be wing it, coach. You can't do it. I've said this a million times, especially now. I'm really the last couple of months I've been working with a lot of organizations hands-on, like where I get invited out and run a 14U practice or run a 12U practice or get on the ice and really get out there and get dirty and do the job. And the one thing I can't do, like I'll turn around and leave. If you don't have a practice plan and you don't have a plan for me, I just leave. I just can't stand you come out there and everybody's kind of looking at each other and you really don't know what that practice is. And we've talked about this a million times on these creation series, this is just a fundamental basic thing that you need to be doing as a coach. Whether you're a volunteer, making $5,000 a year, making $20,000 a year, create practice plans in advance. Do your job.
I would say that majority of the people that attend these calls, they are already doing that. But if we're able to get 1 or 2 coaches that do come on this call just to check it out, I'm going to say going and getting organized makes it so much easier on you as a coach because you're able to delegate a little bit more to your assistant coaches, and you're able to go and teach instead of being that king coach that is commanding that all teachings go through him. So this is something that if we're able to go and allow your assistant coaches, and to be honest, it's not going to hurt anybody if a coach makes a mistake or whatever. It's a learning experience, because next time that coach is not, and you're going to evolve your whole entire coaching staff to be that much better. But I'm going to tell you, Bonelli, out of all this stuff, what is the most consuming task as a coach?
Oh, it's got to be preparing your practices. It's basically sitting down and saying, okay, what is my practice going to look like? And I think this is what scares people the most. And this is why we kind of got to where we are right now, right? With this kind of an idea that, well, can I really put the plan together in 10 minutes? Like, do I need 4 days? Like, but what's the most time? Now, again, for a guy like me, this is the most fun too. I love planning practice because this is the opportunity I really get to mold my players and mold my the philosophy of my team. But the most time consuming task, no doubt, right, is building drills and thinking about what you want to do, how it's going to lay out, and then implementing those things.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, we're going to go and post something for Bonelli to book him on Calendly, because I'm telling you, this guy is able to create a couple of different practice plans in an hour, and it is way cheaper than hiring all these private guys to come in and work with your kids. So
well, and we cater to the group, right? Everybody has different, and we'll discuss that in a little bit, but everybody has different issues. Everybody has different, ideas of how they want to coach. That's the beauty about coaching. You get to your personality and who you are gets to show up for your team, right? So yes, cookie cutter practices are great, but I don't want to give somebody I don't know a practice plan as much as I want to help that person develop a practice plan around, who they are, who their team is. That to me is that's the most fun by far.
Well, I'm going to say probably that the head coach, more than anything, his main job is to actually teach skills to the players, right? So if that coach is having to micromanage all the assistant coaches, and he's having to go and command and be in charge of the whole entire practice, I'm going to say that he's not allowed to go, and he's not going to be able to go and teach skills to the players and pull them aside and just going over the fine details. And that's his job. So if he's able to go and plan, obviously a little bit better in advance, it makes things a little bit more easier. And why do you want stress when you show up to the rink? You want to be able to just go and have fun and enjoy just like the kids are enjoying. So, yeah. Bonelli, we obviously took the name off the top of this drill. Like, I'm going to tell you, I like to say is, hey, you draw your drill once, you got me. You draw the drill a second time, CoachThem got you. And that's the whole thing, is that coach, right? One of these drills might be his favorite drill. And I'm going to tell you that he is going to go and draw that drill several times throughout the year. And CoachThem got him. And it's just something that you take a few more minutes, maybe 3 or 4 more minutes, maybe 5, to go and create that perfect drill on CoachThem. And all you're doing is clicking the button to add it to your practice plan.
Yeah, and you're progressing it too. Like on this plan, and by the way, these are great plans. I'm not even saying the plan's bad. I'm just saying the efficiency of doing it this way is no longer needed. We don't need to write this out and then every single day before practice. I'm sure a coach like this is sitting in the rink, probably on the bench. The Zamboni's on the ice, and he's writing up the plan, like writing down, writing the circles, and then kind of winging it as he goes, like thinking, okay, I like this, I like that. Not really thinking about how does this plan attach to the next plan and the next plan and the next plan. Where's the progression? So, and this is where we want to stop. We want to say, great plan, great drills. I love the detail. I mean, the detail is unbelievable here. Like the details are great. It's explained well, but it's unreusable. And if I love this drill so much, and I saw this coach in the rink, and oh my God, Mike Weaver, unbelievable drill. Can you share that with me? Yeah, here, you want it? Can you read it? Yeah, here you go. And then I can't use it. So how long does it take to create a plan? This is a long time, but after all the time it took you to make this plan right here, now you got to do it again and again and again and again, instead of it being done and then having an archive forever, basically.
Well, I'm just looking even just at that drawing. That would be like 2 seconds with CoachThem. So, okay, so how long does it take to create a plan? I'm going to say if you're prepared enough, we are going to go and create a plan in under 10 minutes. It's that simple, especially because we have over 1,000 drills in a marketplace that is completely there for you.
Right. So when I'm saying creating a plan in 10 minutes, I mean, like after you've done your due diligence and built your database of your own drills, right? And then you went in there and you got to know the marketplace pretty well. You don't have to be an expert like me. I don't I'll confess, I don't know the marketplace really that well because I love doing my own drills. So the marketplace to me becomes an idea portal. Like it becomes a place where I can find different things and to make my own drills from that. But I take a lot of the drills from there as well. But if you know the marketplace and you know how to navigate it, and when you're stuck, you're like, oh God, it's Sunday. I want to watch football, or I'm doing this, or we had 3 games this weekend. We have practice on Monday. I want to be prepared. How can I do that? It literally is going to take you 10 minutes to put a plan together.
Mm-hmm. And do you reuse plans, Bonelli?
I do. I mean, at the 12U and under, I probably reuse the same plan at least twice, if not 3 times before I move on to a new plan with that age group. I know I do a lot of work with the NHL, learn the play programs. And that plan is basically the same plan every week for 20 weeks. And then we just tweak it and change it and make it and evolve it. But it's basically the same plan. It's the same rotation, the same kind of, skills that are being worked on. No reason to go crazy and reinvent the thing. It's just, but the best part of me was when I want to change one thing, all I got to do is change the date in that one drill. And I have a whole brand new plan ready to go out.
And that's what I always thought as a coach when I was coaching. How that I had to go and reinvent the wheel every single time I ended up putting a practice plan together. And it's something that you don't have to. The kids, getting into privates, I understood that you go and teach them a skill and you almost let it marinate, right, over until the next time they come out. And the next time they come out, they are killing it. They are absolutely perfect at it. It's pretty amazing.
Well, that's the idea too. You want to have competency first before you move on, right? So I think we even do this with our younger kids. Like when you have an 8U and 10U and mites and squirts in there, you want them to get the drill. But I think think about how nervous it is for a kid to learn a new skill. And then when they kind of get it, now they go out the next time and they have a little swagger and they know what to do. Now they might be a little more creative. They're trying different things. So reuse the plans. But again, if you have it saved and it's archived, I mean, imagine, okay, I want to reuse the plan from last Wednesday. Oh, where is it? Oh, I think it's crumpled up in the bottom of my bag, or where is it? Right here. It's on my phone. It's right here. Oh, look, there's Wednesday practice plan number 4 done. Here you go. Easy.
And then your core drills, right? That you use, whether it be like an awesome flow warm-up drill that everybody knows, and you don't have to explain, and you don't have to waste money on ice because you have that name that you're able to say. I'm not saying all your drills, but 1 or 2 core drills that you throw into the mix. You like the idea of that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's about the amount of ice time you have too. If you could have like 15 minutes of core drills where the kids can get like some flow going and getting some rhythm going and I call it cadence, right? The cadence of practice. If I know that I have these core drills that I can always revert to, and the kids can just go through them, they get their touches, they get their skating in, they get their heart rate up. And then you move on. And then you can, and then really for the younger group, again, it's the core drills help you build competency, but then they also help you build on the drill itself. So those core drills, I've shown drills on like Instagram or stuff, in April, and they look unbelievable. But I said, well, you should have saw that thing in September. Didn't look like that, so it's progression. So when you're doing your core drills, it helps you build competency in the skill that you're trying to teach, but it also gives the kids confidence to be more creative within the drill.
For sure.
And this is like pet peeve number 1. Add your assistant coaches to coach them. Here in the US, very similar to anywhere in North America or Europe, these coaches, you guys as coaches are doing like hours and hours and hours of certification, background checks, classes, being ready to, doing all the things you need to do in order to get on the ice with these kids. And then you're not even on the plan and the coach has nothing for you to do. There's nothing more frustrating. So just add your assistant coaches to coach them. Make sure they see the plan. Get them to be, if you're a coach mentor like me, like who loves to watch young coaches thrive, give them the opportunity to build those drills in there. Let them build their own database. Say, hey, next Wednesday, you're doing the whole practice. So here you go. Here's what we want to have in practice. You go find the best drills you like, and let's see them.
I did it to my assistant coach one time. He showed up with 5 drills, the name of the drills written on a piece of paper. And I'm just like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? I just don't understand how this day and age that people just don't get it. And then obviously creating any new drills or plans. Honestly, I have a great time creating these really cool drills and just different variations and be unique. And you're one thing with CoachThem, you're able to take a drill from the marketplace that you really like, but you want to tweak it a little bit. Well, it's easy to do.
Yeah, see, that's amazing to me. Like you could see you have like the Bradshaw game, which is like a very simple, not complex game. Mm-hmm. But then you could take it and you can evolve it to that's only in the corner, right? 1/4 ice. Then you can make it half ice. Then you can add players. You can add passes. You can add some constraints. That drill then evolves into something else, and you don't really have to do anything. Even the core key points and the description of the drill are basically the same. So you're not even retyping all that stuff. You're just taking it, flipping it, expanding it, and reusing it in a different way. And I think to me, that's you're creating new drills and plans, but you can also take, like I do this one plan for up and coming bantam, so for new 14Us, and we call it's just a 6-station battle practice, and all it is to teach them body contact and understanding how to evade getting hit and how to make sure they're in good positions. And all that is a set plan you inject into your schedule. And now you have 6 different stations of all these different battle drills that kids go through, and they love it. I mean, it definitely beats, if we have any older coaches here, it definitely beats, doing the gauntlet and having your guys, learn how to check by just smashing their heads into the boards in a line in the corner. And then how are you distributing your plan? You just said it, right, Mike? Guy shows up with his crumpled piece of paper, or, it's on the, it's great. Thanks, guys. By the way, do you know I own a company that does this? Distribute your plan. I send my plan out to my coaches. I have it myself. I'm notorious for printing my plan out at my desk at work, and I come back in the next morning, my plan's here at work on my desk. So it's saved. It's on my phone. I text it to my coaches. I've had some great coaches who they'll print it out as well. You have it in the rink. I distribute it to my players. Doesn't take effort. We're going to show you. It's a text message away. Distribute it to my players, my coaches, any skills coaches we have coming on ice. I know in the last couple of years, we've had the luxury of having a goalie coach with us. If that goalie coach doesn't know what you're doing and doesn't understand your practice and your plan, they don't even get a chance to work with your goalies, mm-hmm. because they have no idea when they can interject and when the next drill's coming, or when there's a time where you've set aside for them to talk to that player. Distribute the plan to all the stakeholders, all the people that are going to be on the ice with you. And even, honestly, what I love, too, is distributing the plan for the coaches that coach after me. Because then they see, oh, crap, Bonelli's got that stupid circle drill he's doing, and the ice is going to be crap. So maybe I want to ask the Zamboni guy to maybe do an extra pass or two, or else my practice is going to suck. So just I know that I know people might not think about that, but that's kind of stuff I think about. I'm like, well, what's this guy doing before me so I can actually have good ice when I get on the ice? Awesome. So get it out there, share it, and use it as much as you can with good people.
And then I like the quote: "Failing to plan is planning to fail." I think it's huge. Preparation. When preparation meets opportunity, that's the way that I lived my whole entire pro career. It's all about, if you prepare good enough, that it just happens naturally. And I think it's still the same with coaches. So look at this is the previous one, Bonelli, and with all cursive, and we got CoachThem. How easy is that? Look at that. So
yeah,
one of the cool things about CoachThem, a lot of people don't realize, is that you're able to collaborate with your coaching staff, especially with it when you're within an association, which includes 4 coaches. So adding your assistant coaches to that, if you guys have any issues, it's right on our help page. You could find it there, and if not, reach out to us. But guess what? Delegate Don't go and take all the weight on your shoulders. Allow your assistant coaches to go and create drills and go and share them with the plan. We have this big entity that ended up going, and every Sunday they go and put out a plan, and they end up that has no drills on it. And throughout the week, they go and add drills throughout the week. And then at the end, just before the practice, they go and organize the drills and delete the ones they don't like. So it's a collaborative approach to practice.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really just, again, this is a way for you to develop your coaching staff. It's also a great way for you to find a lot of talent within your coaching staff. Like if you have somebody that likes to be a specialty in power skating, or a passing specialist, or a defensive specialist, or they have some, way of teaching a certain skill and a certain technique that really resonates with you, give that to them. Let them take that over. And then you have structure and consistency. I like structure. I think when you're running, like, so for instance, if anybody on the call or anybody that uses CoachThem played college hockey, you have structure. Like you had a plan every time. You knew Mondays were this, you knew Tuesdays were this, you knew Wednesdays were this, you knew when you were getting game ready, you knew on a road trip, you knew when that started. At the youth hockey level, we need to add a little bit of that in here. Like we need to add a little bit, knowing if I have 3 days a week of practice, it can't all be about the power play, right? We have to have some structure and some consistency. And my kids to know, okay, on Mondays is kind of a maintenance day and a day where we could do skill development. Well, the youth level, every day should be skill development, right? But, really fine tune those Monday nights or Tuesday nights, whenever you have. And then what is your structure? Can your kids count on the fact that when they show up to the rink for practice, it's not going to be like willy-nilly. Every single time it's different. It's a big carnival out there. Kids love structure and consistency. It's the reason why you go to school. When kids go to elementary school, they don't go from period 1 to period 8 to period 3 to period 4. They have structure. They know throughout the day what to expect and when to expect it. The having the structure move around a little bit is when you're older and when you can deal with that mentally. For kids, give them structure, give them an opportunity to know what's coming up, and I think they're going to have much more success.
You were saying that your kids know Mike Bonelli practices are completely structured. So, and we're going to go into that in a little bit. Attendance, support staff.
Yeah, know who you got. I mean, if you've designed a practice and you just didn't even check to find out who you were going to have out there, and now you have, you have 3 stations ready to go and you'll have 1 coach. I don't know if you can depend on 8-year-olds to run their own station. So just make sure who's your attendants, who your support staff is. Grab parents. If you get them certified and get them out there, they were ex-hockey players. Look how easy it is. You give them the plan. They just have to follow the plan. They don't have to be a coach. They just have to be able to follow a structured environment so you could go around and teach. But just know, how many kids you're going to have each week. Use tools like Team Snap or Sports Engine or whatever you use. Make sure you know what the attendance is. Train your players to tell you what the attendance is. So you can have good structured practices. And then what's the focus of the plan? I really have more and more as the years have gone by, really started to focus on what today do I really want to work on? Do I want to work on 16 different things, or do I want to start focusing on 1 or 2? And then when you know that, you can then structure around that focus and then give yourself an opportunity to, put some repetition in, but that's maybe different drills, right? So the kids, it's the same skill in a different way being taught. And you can do that by determining what the focus of your plan is.
All right. Now let's get into the fun stuff, Bonelli. All right. We got a plan. We're going to do a plan, and it's going to be focused on competition practice. All right.
Okay. So I'm going to take the screen here. Okay, Mike?
Yep. Go for it.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to grab my tab. So right now, what I did is I opened up. So I have my just my regular plan opened up here. My planning screen. So I go in, I logged in, I know my plan. I typed in, CoachThem team practice sample. So today's the 20th. So I'll change the date up here. So now we got here's my CoachThem practice plan.
So Bonelli, go and show them a really cool little thing that you do is that templates. So
yeah, so if you go into in my untagged plans, I have a templates. I have templates that are set up already. And in my templates, what I basically did is the template has a structure of how I want my practice. So in my template that I built here, I have, there's a warm-up structure. There's a component of small area games. There's a component of 2 stations of skill drills, 2 stations of compete drills, and then another small area game to finish off the night. It kind of gives me my syllabus, my outline of how I want to develop my plan.
And what he does is he goes and creates this little template. He puts the minutes in there, and he's going to go and replace each of these different like titles with drills. And then at the bottom, he goes and puts a template in there. So he puts a template in there. And what he's going to do is he's going to click on Save As. He's going to click on Save As.
Let's see. Let me just put the date in here. What is this? 9.
Well, you're gonna probably have to click on Save As first, though, right? Because you want to go and
yeah. Well, I do it. I probably do it backwards, but yeah. Now I'm going to save it as it's in there already.
Yeah, perfect.
And then let me just put A so I can refer to it later. Now it's saved. Now I know. Now I have a base to work off of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I'm gonna do my warm up. So I know, like, so for this call, I'm not gonna use my own personal drills. I'm just gonna use the marketplace. So in the marketplace, there's a million different opportunities here for me to do my practice planning. I don't have to have a lot of thought about this. I don't have to build my own drills. I can go in, and I happen to like this. I love this feature, Mike. Why don't you describe how this works? But the feature that it pops up automatically, the default that the practice plans actually show up as opposed to being written here on the right.
It used to be the names, but then we just defaulted it as the graphics. Now it's a lot easier to see the name of a drill and the graphics. So I'm hoping everybody likes that feature a little bit better. And we're working on ways to go and display our drills way better. And if one thing to keep in mind, check out our Instagram accounts. So Instagram, it's at CoachThem. We also have a Twitter account also, but any of those drills are right in our marketplace. There's also options of filtering it too. But let's go and pick a nice warm-up drill for all your guys.
Yeah. So now I'm going to do the one versus many circle drill. So that's right here. I know it's my warm-up drill. I know it's 5 minutes because I've already laid my plan out, and then I go to my warm-up area and I take it off. So now I've filled in my warm-up drill with my little many in a circle drill, right? So then I'm just going to go. Now I want to go into my small area game. So I tend to start practices. Not everybody has to do this. I tend to start practices with competition and trying to get the kids to beat each other up pretty fast. So now I'm going to go right in to do this 2v1 small area game. I designated 10 minutes for it. I know I like this drill a lot. Kids know it already. I come out, I'm taking care of my 10 minutes of small area games at the beginning of practice. Now I need 16 minutes of a 2-station of skill drill. So what I'm going to probably do here is I want to now build, I want to build a little bit of skill development into this particular practice here. So I'm just going to kind of go in. I'll look for, something that I like that maybe gives me individual skills. So let's see, if I want individual skill development for my kids, I have all these different things that come up here. I'm going to add, again, I know who my coaches are. I'm going to take this 3-shot station here. That's going to be one of my 2-station drills. And I know I only have 8 minutes to do it out of my 16 minutes. So I change that there. And now I need another skill drill from my other side and my other coaches to work on. And I might just do, here's a good balance and control drill. So I'll take the balance and control drill. I'll move it up. I'll make that 8 minutes so I stay within my time. And bang, I take out my 2-station drill. So now I've got my warm-up, my small area game, half of the time I have allotted for skill drills. And now I'm going to go into now I'm ready for my 2-station compete drill. Got that, Mike?
We're not going to go into how to go and create a station-based plan, which is multiple station-based drills. But typically that's what you would do. But on this instance, Bonelli has one side being balance and control, and the other side being the 3 shots. So you don't really necessarily have to create that.
Right. And my coaches, again, I'm working with guys. I've already prepared. My guys know my cadence. They know my structure. They know how I like things done. They know they're going to take that drill. They're going to put it on half the sheet. But again, we're in a time constraint here. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get my practice done. I didn't think about it for tomorrow night. How am I going to get this done? And how can I share it in a timely manner so I can go get back to mowing the lawn? Right. So now I need to have a 2-station compete because I want them to compete. I want drills in here. So I'm going to take this one here. This is going to be my aggressive puck protection drill. This is a great Tom Malloy drill, by the way. I found this on Facebook. He had a really, really fun drill. It got video with it as well. So this is aggressive puck protection drill that I'm going to use. And then I really want to get maybe a 2v2 battle it out drill. So now I'm going to add another battle drill in here. Oh, sorry. Put it up top. 2v2 battle. I know that has to only be about 8 minutes because that's the time I have allocated. And there you go. And now I got to find, kind of my final small area game. Again, I love the start of practice and I love the end of practice being in situations where the kids have to compete and battle and fight and, end up being a winner, end up being a loser, or maybe on the short end. Maybe you can't use that. But now I'm going to go into my small area game. I love my, let's see if I could find a good one here that I like. I like this one here. 3 versus 2 zone battles. This is always fun. A big favorite. As you can see up here, I got to get rid of this small area game in piece. Now I'm back up here, 57 minutes. I have a little bit of time I have a little time that I can add. Now I have a 60-minute skill drill. And here's my practice plan. And I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to save it because I have it here. CoachThem sample 9/20/22 for my team. I make sure I save it. And now you can see, I'm going to show you what the printed version looks like first, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to save it to your program. So here's all the different things I need in here. CoachThem sample practice, the date, practice number. I don't usually put that in there. Duration's okay to have in there. You can put in your own, you could put in, obviously the CoachThem logo's in here. I work with a lot of different programs. You could put your own team's logo right in there. I'll put the Mike Bonelli Hockey Solutions in here. And then you could put a summary in here if you want. Lots of fun today. And and make sure the room is clean when you leave. Now, I put that in there because my plan is up on the glass. It's also posted in the locker room. Now I use template number 1. Mike, maybe you could tell the difference between template 1 and template 2. I tend to default to template 1.
Yeah, template 2 just shows a little bit bigger graphic, a little centered.
I probably wouldn't use template 2 to print. It seems to print it bigger, but I mean more pages.
Yeah, that was basically because of the coaches wanted to go and display it, and they wanted it big and centered.
So right now I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time here. 7 minutes and 5 seconds took us to do that. So now that program is done. That my whole practice plan, 60 minutes of practices with, I think, pretty good drills. Mm-hmm. I got my warm up. I got my small area game. I got 4 stations of station-based drills to keep my kids moving. And then I got a game at the end here. And all of that right now is I can print it. I can download it.
So go and print it right now. Actually, do you know what? Yeah, go and print it. Just show them.
Yeah, well, if I go to print it.
So once you print it, what happens is it will create a link, and you're able to go and share that link out to all your players on Team Snap, on through there's a bunch of little anything that accepts a link, so you could share it to anywhere.
Right, and if you're on a Mac like I am most of the time, I can use my whatever it is, iPhone, whatever it is, iCloud, and I can text right from my Mac. So Mike, I just sent you, if you check your phone right now, I just sent you this lesson plan on your phone, texted it to you. So now you're one of the coaches with me. That's the plan. We just did it. Now, if I'm in here with just one other feature that I love is if I'm in here now and I want to save it, I want to archive this, I'm also sharing within the system of CoachThem. So I can go in here and I can share it with my team, depending on what team I have. In this case, we're going to do a group, and we're going to go do the CoachThem group. So here's the CoachThem creation series, Mike. I'm gonna share this to this, okay? And I'm going to allow edit. So now you could take that plan. If you're in the CoachThem creation series, if you're in it on this call right now, you'll get a notice that it's been shared to you. But now I can share that, and then that drill now can be really manipulated and used any way you want to use it. Which in less than 8 minutes, we just did our plan. And basically, if you're doing 8 and under, and that's like a little 10U, 12U, 8U team, you just took 8 minutes to plan for your week, which is about what, 180 minutes of ice, and just gave a lot of time of your life back.
I agree. That's the whole purpose of CoachThem. That's why I created it. And I'm going to say, hopefully people realize that plan that you shared, you put allow edit, that everybody's able to edit it. So just when you're going and sharing it, making sure that you're allowing the right people to edit it. And but you know what, guys, why don't you guys go enter in your top drills and share it back with us? I would love that. But yeah, honestly, guys, that's the reason why we do this. So Gary was saying that St. Louis. So the St. Louis, was it Night of Skills? I'm just typing it in there. Go check it out. LOIS. Go check it out. It's underneath drills. It's underneath drills, and then it's in Marketplace. But if you wanted to, just type it in the top right in the search bar. So the St. Louis Night of Skills, it is awesome. Bonelli did a great job there.
Yeah, we're going to add a lot to that too, and I think it's fun to just to, you know, the videos are in there because it gives the kids an opportunity to kind of see what that drill is supposed to look like at the end of the day. Nobody's asking anybody to do what Martin St. Louis did, but it's really fun for the kids to see. You know, that's just one aspect of the way I try to teach. I try to grab things that, you know, people are doing on the ice. I love dissecting a skill that I see in a game or a practice, and then, you know, building it into my practices so that we can teach it. But again, to be able to do, you know, a drill on your iPad and a whole practice plan in less than 10 minutes, it makes really no excuse not to be prepared for practice. None.
Well, I'm going to say Mike Bonelli for $100 US dollars an hour. I'm going to say that I know that there are teams that pay $200-$300 to get a private coach out. And what do you have when he leaves? Nothing. Hopefully your kids learn some skills, but you're nothing to show for it. So I'm going to say Mike Bonelli at $100 for the full hour. And obviously you're giving us an insane CoachThem discount. So thank you so much for that. I will go and make sure I post it along with your link. And make sure, guys, the 10% discount for the C Series 10, you get 10% off. Anybody that is interested. And okay, so Brandon, is there a way you can add a feature, invite coaches, so that once you enter their email, it just goes to the site to register for an account? Invite coaches.
So what you're saying is if I want to invite a new coach to the account, what's that fee? How do they automatically get the link? Wouldn't you just send them the link to the page?
So if you wanted to go and invite coaches, so if you wanted to create a group, what you would do is you would go into the drills page. You could only do in the drills page. We're working on something to go and make it a little bit better experience for that. Go to the drills page, create in the shared, use the plus sign, create a group, and then just invite coaches right from there. They're going to go and receive an email inviting them to the platform, and then you're able to share it right on there. And then as far as the episode, so here, let me just show you my I'm just going to show you really quick.
A lot of questions about that hat, Mike. I'm gonna send some hats out this week once I get them from you.
Yeah. Well, I don't even, my hat's too big for my head. Okay, so look at this. So we're right here. Go down to the blog, and guys, trust me, great stuff on the blog here. But here's the episode 8. If you go and click on that, you're able to get all the previous episodes on there. So go and check out there. And we have a lot of great articles on here. All the green ones, the new features. So if you go to updates, it has all our new features on there. Also, Mitch Harris, he's a goalie coach that he does it on our Instagram every Tuesday morning. He does another drill for goalies, incorporating goalies into practices. And Mitch Jaguar has some amazing puck recovery on the rim, deception passing on the side, really cool. The punch, I haven't even heard of some of this stuff. And the one thing that I really like is the position before possession. Amazing. What these are, also too, go down to here, we have our webinar, this 2.0 webinar that goes into all the amazing features of our 2.1, our 2.0. I will be having our 2.1 features coming up in an article coming up here. And but the one thing that I thought that was really cool is, I'm just missing it right now, is just all his breakdowns of how he does it. So the one I like, position before possession, he goes and does, Mitch Jaguar does a pro clips video breakdown.
Over to Chara off his skate. Kolak takes DeBrusque over to Chara off his.
So it's really cool. Position before possession, and then he does each one of these have videos that pop up, and he goes over how to go and teach it. The second part,
these are awesome. These are awesome, by the way. There's so many cool things in here to steal from. It's crazy.
And they're all on CoachThem, so you can all get them right on CoachThem. So awesome. He's having some more stuff that's going to be coming out here in the next little bit. And yeah, anything else you guys have? Okay. Well, awesome, guys. Bonelli, I thought we were going to say we're going to try and get this done in about 30 minutes, but we're at 47. So
well, my practice plan was 8 minutes, so the rest is on you.
I talked too much. Well, awesome, guys. Pleasure. Really enjoyed everything. And thank you so much for coming, guys.